The White House's new executive order on customer experience aims to rebuild the public's trust in the federal government. Under that order, the General Services Administration has multiple initiatives to streamline its public-facing services. Martha Dorris is former Deputy Associate Administrator for the Office of Citizen Services at GSA. Martha, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here.
What is GSA's role in implementing this executive order?
So their mission in the technology transformation services is to design and deliver a digital government with and for the American public. And their vision is really trusted modern government for all. And I think that gives you a good kind of overall sense of what their mission is. And when I think about the executive order, I also pull in like the president's management agenda, which listed customer experience as a priority, and Section 280 of A11, which lays out a lot of the measurement and identifies the kind of the scale and the scope of everything that's involved in terms of high impact services. So I think in the executive order, specifically, they have responsibilities around creating a roadmap for a transformed or reimagined USAgov, and then really working with the VA to integrate seamlessly login.gov. So
I want to ask you about both of those, but first, if you could tell us what the current problems in government services are that this order is really trying to fix.
So, you know, there's been a lot of talk about improving government services and customer experience for many, many years. And honestly, I don't think we've talked about customer service for years. This order, the reason it's such a landmark executive order for people in the customer experience space is no one really understands what customer experience is. So when you really take a look at what customer experience is, it gives you, it's everywhere from understanding your customers to how do you make decisions within an organization that impact your customers, and what's your strategy and how do you measure it, and what's the culture like, and how do you, how is your employee experience? So the problems are really to help across all of these platforms to help give some structure to the governance process within government on how decisions are made that impact your customers if they're citizens or whatever the public, seniors, on and on. And so that's been a big issue. In terms of priority, it's never really been, there's been nibbles around the edge, as I say, but it's never been front and center with a group of complementary legislation, guidance, everything that hits on websites, which are an issue, and an omni-channel experience, which agencies are not really doing. So it's you've got the governance issues, the prioritization issues, leadership issues on its importance, which we get by having an executive order like that. There's some requirements for an organization or a person to be in charge of the high impact services within an agency, which is some agencies have chief customer officers and some don't. So this makes it a requirement to at least have somebody who's looking at the HISPs within that organization. I could probably take the whole time talking about what the problems this executive order is trying to solve.
But you had mentioned GSA's websites login.gov and USA.gov. They've been around for a while. You ran USA.gov. Tell me about those websites.
So USA.gov has really been the federal front door for over 20 years. It's when it was created, and I'm gonna bring in the USAgov contact center into this conversation because it's going to be a huge miss if they don't look at the website and the contact center together to create that omni-channel experience. It's always been a site where it was like a link site where people could search for things. They could go on USA.gov and then they would be, they could navigate or search to another agency's website. It's never been a transactional site and really a one-stop shop where you could conduct business across all the agencies that you as a citizen or a member of the public needed to accomplish with the government. So login.gov, and GSA's got everything it needs and this is nothing new for GSA, to be honest. We've been doing security and authentication and all of these services to enable agencies for a long time. And login.gov has been a huge roadblock to agencies and to GSA being able to create that one-stop shop, or no wrong door really, for all the agencies to be able to have, authenticated transactional service to provide those services through USA.gov.
So how will improving customer experience for the taxpayer ultimately enhance public trust in government, which is the goal, one of the goals?
Right. Well, we know that, and data proves that when a citizen or member of the public, people have a good experience when interacting with government, they are more likely to trust. And we have data on that, especially with the VA and how much they've improved their trust in the services at the VA by focusing on veteran experience over the past 5 or 6 years. So it not only improves trust, but it improves voluntary compliance with things like filling out your census or paying your taxes. It improves employee experience. And it's really more efficient when the citizen or the public, when a person really goes on to a government, tries to get their problem solved, and they can do it the first time they try. So all of that really just elevates the trust that you have in your government to be able to provide services to you.
All right, well, Martha, we'll leave it at that. Thank you so much for being on the program.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any future Government Matters interviews.